book review is on The Kill Order by James Dashner. It's set in the future and it's like sun flares have like ruined the earth. Which is pretty much what this is here. It says sun flare. This is another picture of a sun flare here. Yeah, that's a picture of a sun flare. So what happened, because after the sun flares, there's not enough there's too many people in the world for the resources, and so they decided to kill lots of people. So with a disease. The disease was designed to decrease in infectivity the more it spread, but it mutated and it pretty much destroyed the earth. They shot it with darts, and this is what I think the darts look like. And then the disease, after it mutated, it makes you go crazy, like pretty much just utterly insane. And so they think there's a cure for it, but there's no cure for it. So they go on an adventure and they find the people who wrecked them, and they discover that it was the disease. And after all they've been through, they realise it's all coming to an end. So they try to find, but they didn't know there was no cure. So they tried to find their friends who got taken off them, and they tried to go to the place where they think there was a cure. But along the way, they sneak into the base, and then their friends get taken away and taken to all the crazy people. And so they have to go in there and kill lots of crazy people. So, well, the crazy people try to kill them, but they wouldn't know the difference. And then eventually, they all forget who each other are, but they don't forget what they're doing, so they just keep trying and keep trying. Here are some of my items. I've made a bookmark. It's got a haiku and a little short summary. The haiku reads, "They don't expect it. The sun sends out its fiery rage. Then comes the disease." This is a picture of what I think the guns look like that they found. It's called a transvice. It pretty much dissolves people because they're in the future. They have like portal sort of thing where it takes apart the molecules and puts them back together in a different place. But this gun just does the thing in reverse. Just takes apart the molecules and doesn't put them back together. Here's a diary entry that I wrote of what I think they were thinking. They're of two different people. The first one is of the main character called Lana, and the other one is from the main character called Mark. Today we found another village just like ours that had also been attacked, but it was attacked 2 months ago. We found a little girl there who was shot by a dart. She says her name is Dee Dee, but I don't trust her. Mark and Alec say they found a box of the darts that were shot at us. They said something about disease. They found a work pad with a map to their home base. Mark and Alec are expecting to raid the base and find out any useful information. That was the girl called Lana. She was like an old army nurse. Today we managed to get in and escape the base. Inside the Berg we found a bunch of work pads with information about why they did this to us. Apparently the PCC, the Population Control Committee, think that there are not enough resources to support the dwindling population of the world. They released a virus that takes control of your brain and kills you. The virus has mutated, and we must find Trina and Dee Dee and Lana and take them to the cure, if they have one. I've had my suspicions about Dee Dee, but I believe she must somehow be immune. We will find out tomorrow when we attempt to rescue our friends. Alec found some weird-looking guns in the weapons compartment. He says they are called transvices. We took them for a test, and they just disintegrate anything. I made a match of red plasticine and a skewer as it represents the fire of the sun flares. This paper chain of people, represents that the most important thing to each other is their friends, and that the whole reason they do all this dangerous stuff is for their friends, for each other. This white feather represents the trust they had to play in each other, as Alec was a former soldier, and without their training they would have all died on the day of the sun flares. medicine squirty thingy, as it represents the disease and how the quest for a cure. I've got this little t-shirt as to represent the rags they wore for 2 years without any changes. These bits of Lego represent how they'd just built a new colony and come together, then they had it ripped apart again with the new disaster. This USB represents the technology at the time, how they have really good technology. This little train represents that Trina and Mark, who are the two main characters, were in a train station, subway, underground when the sun flares hit. This picture of the camouflage represents how they had to rely on Alex training as a former soldier to survive. This kettle represents the hot water of the tidal wave, because when the sun flares came, it melted the polar ice caps extremely rapidly, and when the ice caps melted so rapidly, it was like boiling water coming in a big tidal wave, and because they were underground, all the water drained underground and they almost got cooked alive. This chameleon represents that they had to adapt and change to the new way of life, for if they didn't adapt, they would die, pretty much. And this is a picture of what I think Dee looks like, and it says she is immune to the flare. The flare is what they started calling the disease at the end. This book, The Kill Order, is part of the Maze Runner series. It's the prequel to the Maze Runner. It's all about the disease, pretty much, because the Maze Runner was that trial was to find a cure, and the same with the Scorch trials. But then the Death Cure, the last one in the series, they realised that it was all for nothing, and they realised that that there was no way out of it. There was 200 people immune out of the whole entire world, like 3 billion people sort of thing. And my last item is this watch, which represents the last few seconds they had together before they died. They remembered who they were and what they were doing. Thank you for listening to my book review.
What sort of things would the crazy people do?
Well, they'd cut off their arms and legs and not feel any pain.
Did you do most of this at home?
Yeah, most of it. Didn't have enough time in class. Lucy?
What age do you recommend the book for?
Or 12 and up. Too graphic for anything younger. He's outside the door.
Can I come inside now?
Yes, yeah. What's the question?
That was my question.
Oh. And Kayla?
Did you enjoy reading the book?
Yes, it was a really good read. I'd rate it 9 out of 10. Harry?